Episode 5. Beauty and Mr. Romantic Episode 5 opens with Duare asking Pilsung if they know each other. However, he dodges the question by telling her that he's known her because he's seen her on TV. However, Duare feels a connection to Pilsung, as if she knew him from somewhere. Following this, Duare returns to the party and spots Bongsu. Given that Bai Bai is dating him, she decides to flirt with him to teach her a lesson for her past behavior. Following this, Duare flirts with Bongsu and gives him the idea that she likes him but dislikes two timing. However, Mija appears to be gambling her way into debt. Furthermore, she has nightmares about Pilsung's grandfather, and she can't help but feel guilty about the past. Meanwhile, when Pilsung gets home, his family is seen having dinner together. Shortly after, Mija tells Pilsung that her friend Sunyoung will set him up with a girl from a good background after he's promoted to the position of director. She then asks him not to get involved in dating. However, he tells her and his family to stay away from his dating life and that he'll find a girl himself. The following day, Aekyo continues to pressure Jingdan about settling down with a girl from a rich family to become respectable in his family's eyes. This time, Jingdan assures Aekyo that he's found a girl who surpasses her expectations. This makes Aekyo feel relieved. On the filming set, Bongsu approaches Duare and asks her out. We see Duare give him an excuse. However, at this point, Bai Bai shows up and confronts Duare about stealing her boyfriend. Duare tells her that she's not with Bongsu, and this takes him by surprise. Following this, Bai Bai breaks up with Bongsu, and he's left confused and bitter. We then see Bongsu attempting to attack Duare, but Pilsung saves her. The chaos delays the filming. Later that night, Myeongdong leaves the house and goes for a walk after Jeomja pushes her to find a boyfriend. On the other hand, Do-sik's girlfriend rejects his proposal. Following this, he winds up at the same park as Myeongdong, and he gives her the ring. We understand that both of them are drunk, and they hook up. The following morning, Myeongdong shows Jeomja the ring and tells her about Do-sik. Do-sik regrets spending the night with her, however, and asks her to meet him. When the two of them meet, Do-sik takes his ring back from her and apologizes for the confusion. Meanwhile, given that Jingdan continued to shower Duare and her mother with expensive gifts, he earns himself a lunch with the both of them. However, the lunch doesn't go as he had planned, and he ends up making a fool of himself. When Duare returns to the set, she has to film a kiss scene. As she's about to kiss Bongsu, she realizes that he has garlic in his mouth. Following this, she slaps him, and the two of them get into a fight yet again. Following this, Pilsung visits Duare's vanity van. He goes on to make her realize that a lot of the back-end workers depend on her doing her job well. He then makes Duare realize her mistake. Following this, Duare apologizes to Bongsu, and the filming continues after that. During the closing moments of the episode, Duare recognizes that Pilsung reminds her of Daechung. She then connects the dots and realizes that they could be the same person, and the episode comes to a close. The episode review. During the 5th episode, Duare teases Bongsu and convinces him to end his relationship with Bai Bai. As a result of her gambling, Mija is in debt. Jingdan is successful in securing a lunch date with Duare and Mija. Pilsung reminds Duare of Daechung. Do-sik gets his heart broken and then hooks up with Myeongdong. The show's narrative remains captivating, constantly filled with dramatic and exciting moments. The journey that the characters are taking is becoming increasingly fascinating, and the characters themselves continue to be charming. The plot is currently developing smoothly because the show's previous episodes built such a strong foundation. When it comes to keeping the audience's attention and leaving them wanting more, the show does an excellent job of doing both.